Nicole, when you think of gymnastics, you think of Simone Biles.
Exactly.
And when you think of pop, you think of
Michael Jackson.
That is right. But when you think about the trombone, you think about Michael Dease.
That's right. And actually, Michael is one of the world's leading trombonists. And we are so lucky to have him here on Studio 10. Welcome. How's it going?
Thanks so much. I'm having a great time. Y'all are just wonderful to work with.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's so great to be in your presence today because you have such a versatile sound that's been a part of more than 200 recordings, including some Grammy award-winning artists. But Michael, I want you to take us all the way back to basics, back to the beginning, and tell us what led you to pick up this instrument when you were just a teenager.
Well, I started with saxophone, and I listened to the radio, going to school, back from school every day, and I heard the saxophone being played on pop music and in R&B and soul and Motown, and the saxophone just grabbed me. I started listening to jazz music and fell in love with it. It became my passion. I started listening to other artists, and I heard about this instrument when I was 17, the trombone. Started playing it, taught myself, looked up to one of my mentors from Augusta, Georgia, Wycliffe Gordon, who actually taught at Michigan State.
Really?
Yeah, and the trombone at age 17 became my instrument of choice. I just wanted to be the person that said, yes, I can do the gig. You know, and I learned something from every possible interaction. It's been wonderful. Now I get to do that at Michigan State. I get to share those experiences.
They say that's the best way to learn. You have to be a sponge. You just take and you take in and you learn, because you'd be surprised. Everybody who you interact with can teach you something. But with that being said, that led you to a lot of different recordings with some Grammy award-winning artists like David Sanborn, Kanye West, Alicia Keys. So talk to us about what those experiences were like when you got a chance to collaborate with those artists.
I remember listening to a lot of those cats on the radio. You know, we call like everyone cats.
Okay.
Like that's a umbrella term for awesome person. So when I see Christian McBride, when I see Rodney Whitaker, Alicia Keys, I see artists that are so simpatico with how they live their life, what they do for their living, and what they represent and their values. It's a beautiful thing. I try to model myself after a lot of these great artists. You
can definitely tell that you have that passion in your voice, and I know too that we've been talking a lot about these big artists, but you know, you've made a name for yourself, and you actually have another CD right here. This is Grooves Grove. Can we talk a little bit about the inspiration behind this?
Yeah, the part prayer, part revival, part remembrance, part house party, and it was just a fellowship from all different levels and generations, and we had a blast.
We're so happy that you are here at home with us in East Lansing because you're a professor of jazz trombone at MSU. And you told us about a lot about how you already pay it forward to those students, but is there anything that you learned from them?
The students get to learn not just about how to play an instrument, but how to interact and converse and have a dialogue with life in general. And so you get to witness this, you know, these little mini evolutions in your students.
We are so excited because we get to continue an actual little bit. You mentioned how music is like a dialogue, so we'll be adding more dialogue and music, of course, because Michael's going to give us a sneak peek of his upcoming performance at Urban Beat this Thursday. So stick with us after the break.